Oh, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. All right, got that out of the way. Deconverted Man here. I'm a jaded skeptic. I don't know what that means, but sounds cool. I was listening to a video talking about warfare in this online virtual game, and I started thinking about war broadly and the war with words that I and others engage in here on YouTube. Now, war is, well, destructive in nature. We humans go to war for all sorts of reasons, but at its core, it's about control. I want to control you. I want to control this piece of land. I want to control the resources so that I can thrive. And whether it's at your expense or even the expense of some of my tribe, so what? We win, then our losses are something. But if we value the thing that we're trying to get by this war enough, then it's seen as beneficial. Usually the cost is life, but not in this case. Not precisely, at any rate. This war of words is one of reputation, status, popularity, likability, friendship, or relationships, being part of the in crowd or not. It's one that is psychological in nature. And it's won or lost with words. A user recently threatened myself and Answers in Atheism with hellfire. That when we die, we will be in hell. Didn't bother me. Didn't affect me at all because I don't believe in hell at all. Nor do I believe in a God that would send people to hell. Nor do I believe that there's a God that would ever create a situation that would send people to hell for just any reason I can think of. So it had no effect on me, but at one point in time, it would have. The psychological warfare, threatening you with eternal punishment because you didn't believe the right thing. You weren't on their side. And that can be done for anything and everything. Do you want the truth? Truth is valuable. How do you obtain the truth? You obtain the truth by going to this religion. You obtain the truth by reading this book, or you obtain the truth by adhering to the guidelines of the group that I'm a part of. And once you have that truth, you must continually promote that truth. And if at any time you question that truth, you're not part of the group. You are shunned, removed, you are banned, you are forsaken, you are friendless, you are unsubbed, you are blockaded, you are canceled. Because you question the sacred truth of the membership that you were part of. Of course, skepticism says, I'm going to question everything, so I can never be part of any of these groups that have this as a policy. It's not a written policy, don't get me wrong. It's not even a spoken policy. It's just something that manifests as a result of like-minded individuals congregating with each other to form groups of people who socialize. They consider each other friends, even if they know little or nothing about each other. They are friendly. They treat each other nicely. They say kind things to each other. Hey, name. Hey, name. Oh, yay, it's you. Yay. I like you. Yay. I like your video. I subbed to you. I promoted your video. I was on you last time. I was on your channel. I was on this channel. It's all social. There's nothing really at stake other than that, well, I got to be on this person's channel. Or I didn't get to be on this person's channel. They're in or they're out. So I, as a skeptic that will question everything, there's no way I can take part in these clubs. Because I will say the thing, I will question the thing that will get me expelled and shunned. And I know that. So then my choice is, if I want to be in that area, to be silent. Or to not be part of that at all. But there is a third option. The option is to point out that this is a phenomenon that happens and see what happens as a result of pointing out that. Well, not much, because this is known. People know that this happens. People know that groupthink is real. People know that relationships exist. People know that people want to be around people. People know that power structures are a thing. People know that hierarchy is a thing that manifests everywhere. Whether you're online or offline, doesn't matter. Whether you're in a room with other people for real or you're in a virtual room, the same applies. The social fabric of interaction and the war of words is always engaged. And you might say, well, you're talking about religion. No, not just religion. Everything, anything is a war in this sense with words. Science likes to have this idea that you put out a paper and everybody attacks it and tries to say that it's wrong. Whether that happens in reality, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I've never published a paper. But critiques of your paper are going to happen, of course. And getting your paper published is a whole effort of its own. You have to use the right words to get published. And you have to have the right words associated with you to be noticed. Some people have MD or DR after in their name, and that gets them special access to special areas that nobody else has. This is we've created system of words to protect certain areas of life, and sometimes with good intentions. This isn't nefarious per se. It could be, but it's not necessarily. It's the reality that we are in. I'm just saying, hey, look, everybody, don't forget, this is how things work. Like, yeah, we know that. But you're not supposed to talk about it. Well, now I'm going to talk about it because you told me not to talk about it. Well, you're going to be shunned if you talk about it. Good, all right, bring it on. I don't care. Bring it on. The nuclear option. Or some people don't care. They will say whatever they want to say and perhaps get famous for saying things that nobody else says, or infamous for saying things that nobody else will say. But there is a war of words within the structure still. YouTube has policies that permit and deny you from saying certain words in certain combinations. If you say those words in a certain way, in a certain combination, you will find yourself off the platform. You will have lost the battle and you will not be allowed back in. X has rules. Facebook has rules. Everywhere has rules. You're not allowed to say this in this combination in this way. And it's usually very vague to some degree. It's somewhat written out, somewhat explained, but also kind of vague so that you can't really rule lawyer it, although some people try. And we're in this constant battle of word war with each other. Why? Well, control. Control what, though? What is it that I want control of, or what is it that I'm trying to win? Well, it depends. I might be trying to win your friendship. You might say, well, that's not. I mean, come on, you're not thinking of it in those terms. No, not actively. I'm not thinking of it. Nobody does this actively, but I'm pointing out that this is at the bottom, the things we do without thinking about it. We say things to each other in a way that is that is pleasing towards that person, and then that person reciprocates, and now we find common interests and we're friends. And then we find out things about each other, and we find out the thing that we shouldn't say, because if we said that, we wouldn't be friends anymore. So we're not going to say X, Y, and Z, because if we said that, we're not going to be friends. And some of these are obvious, and some of these are subtle, and some of these are, well, non-obvious, and we engage in warfare with words. Now, as a logician, which sounds like some sort of expertise that I have, right? It's like, I'm a logician. Yeah. It's like, that doesn't mean anything. I know logic, but I'm an amateur logician. I try to keep myself humble. Try to keep myself humble. I know things about logic and how it works, but that doesn't matter to somebody who doesn't care about logic. And I encountered that person recently. He has a video that I might take a look at. I'm kind of hee-hawing on, should I take a look at this video? Maybe I'll get a friend of mine to help me, and should I do it live or record it? And I'm trying to decide, but I'm going to war with this guy of words, but he doesn't care because he doesn't care about logic. He has said as much in his own way. He said, no, I know formalized logic, I'm like, yeah, but what about informal logic? Like, what you're saying here isn't a proof, and you've called it a proof, and I'm going to expose it as being a non-proof in every way that it can be. And he's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm like, well, and then it's like, well, what's the point of doing it? Because I'm right. Well, what does that gain you? It doesn't gain me anything other than being right. But I exerted control over what exactly? I don't know. But I did. And I won. But is it an empty victory? If I didn't win anything, I didn't capture his mind. I didn't get him to my side. But I blew out of the water this person's idea, and that will attract other people that like it when I do that to come be with me, and that gains me something. That's what we do. We do it. That's what we're doing, what we do. We wouldn't do it if it wasn't something that we could gain something from. Attention, status, friends, fame, money, whatever it is. But we don't necessarily take a moment like I am now and say, why the bleep? What is under all this? So I was like, okay, time to poke at it. Time to prod. Time to examine the underneath wires of all this. Whether you're supposed to or not, who cares? And then once I've done that, I'll forget about it and go back to doing it anyways because I have no choice. Because I'm wired to do it. And we all are wired to do it. We do it all the time. We do it without thinking. So the war that we have of words, the thing that we're playing some sort of game, if you will, but it's like it's more than a game. It's like what are we trying to do? Are we trying to actively deconvert people, or are we trying to get them to vote in certain ways, or are we trying to get them to wake up and see reality, or what is it? And it's like, oh man, it's hard to say what the bleep we're trying. Well, I don't know. Is it worth time and energy and effort to do X, Y, and Z, or is it a waste of time? I don't know. Do it anyways. Let's find out. Because it's fun. I enjoy doing it. But why do I enjoy doing it? I don't know. And I tell people, myself included, question what you hold most dear. All this is stuff that I do, and so I have to question it. If I'm to maintain my own internal integrity and be non-hypocritical, I have to say, why is it that I'm doing what I do with these words that I use? And is that of any use beyond just control? Is it just a war? Am I winning the war? Is war worthwhile? Is it ever going to end? And there are certainly bombs you can launch, if you will, at other people or in general. You can nuke yourself online very easily. You say certain words online, you will nuke yourself in certain orders. You say certain things. Like there's certain special words you're not supposed to ever use at all, because if you use them, then you're really a bad person. Of course, you can say things about the word, but you can't say the word. Well, you could say the word, but you're not supposed to say the word. But oh, come on, stop dancing around. Say the word, deconfirmation. What are you talking about? Say it. Say it. No, I'm not going to say it. You know what I'm talking about. No, but you have to be clear with what you're saying. It starts with a letter. Come on. Well, there's words like that. It's a racist word, or it's a bigoted word, or it's a vile thing to say. And one of my videos, going back in time, if you will, I had a video where I made fun of Germania by comparing him to a certain mustached ruler of a certain war that happened. And that video got blown up by YouTube. YouTube said that it was hate speech. I'm like, it's a joke. Are you kidding me? But joking, in their view, didn't matter. It was still hate speech. And I said, in what way is it hate speech? It's making fun of the guy for being this thing that he's obviously not. But even if I was serious about it, how would that be hate speech? And they didn't have any answer. They just said, that's it, it's gone, you're done. Okay, moving on, I guess. And it took like a year or some odd for the little flag thing to disappear. And I was like, I don't know what the flag thing did to me or whatever. It's like, okay, now it's finally gone. Well, it's time to make fun of Germania again. And then a different time, I made a song that was joking around with the song and saying things about Mustache Man again, and they flagged that as hate speech. Somebody, and I was like, come on, guys, really? And they're like, well, okay, it's not hate speech, but it's still taken down. And I'm like, what? I saw those runs. I was like, what? But they decided the war of words was theirs to win. They won because I wasn't allowed to say these words in this way because they just didn't like it, I guess. I don't know. Paramount Plus. Recently, I've been watching this show. Okay, I've been watching this on HBO called The Rehearsal by Nathan Fielder. It's the second season. Amazing, brilliant, recommend it. 5 out of 5. Worth watching. I love it. In this, he talks about how Paramount Plus, who he's also associated with and also hosts his show, his older show, Nathan For You, and in one of the episodes, he creates this brand of clothing called Ice Summit, and it's to raise awareness for the Holocaust. Paramount Plus took this episode down because they were worried that it would promote anti-Semitism. Now, I don't know how in the world a episode that is about only a part of that episode was about making this clothing line that promoted awareness of the Holocaust from a guy that happens to be Jewish. Nathan Fielder's Jewish by birth, if not by, religion at any rate. How that is anti-Semitism, but it's like, it might make people do something, so we're not going to have that episode up. And I'm like, wow, okay, so they won that war of words real good. And then I saw mentioned by somebody that said William Shatner brought this to attention, that, again, Paramount Plus has decided to alter episodes of Star Trek TOS, as it's called, the original series. The opening monologue by William Shatner, to boldly go where no man has gone before, now says to boldly go where no man has gone before. They have altered it to get rid of the word man because reasons. It might offend somebody or something. I don't know. So they won that war of words in their own view. I don't know if that's good, bad, or other. They feel like it's good. I'm just like, well, that's dumb. But it's their thing that they can do whatever they want with, and I can just point at it and go, that's weird, that's okay. All right, yeah, you showed him, I guess. I mean, I guess David Letterman, if we ever mention him, David Letterman, just in case, David Letterperson, gotta be careful. Sensitivity, if you're Paramount Plus. I don't know. Whatever, do whatever. Do whatever you want. I should sit back and watch and go, oh, that's interesting. I wonder what's going to happen. And this war of words plays out across media landscapes as we launch words at each other. Who knows if we're winning or losing, or what we're winning or what we're in control of, or how many friends am I getting or annihilating along the way, or I'm causing hurt feelings, or am I promoting hatred, or what? I don't know. But we all do it. We all do it. All the time. Unless we're silent. And then, well, if you're silent, you're not part of it. Is that good, bad, or other? I don't know, but you're not part of it. So there was an online war of words a while back. YouTuber drama happens, big YouTuber got exposed for liking people of certain ages that he shouldn't have liked of those ages, and it's like, now he's not on YouTube anymore. Okay, and now he's in jail. It's like, okay, yeah. Well, that was stupid of him. Something went wrong in his brain that caused him to do that. But I was like, okay, well, did he say anything on YouTube that was inappropriate? No, he didn't. He used other things off of YouTube to do this, and somebody on YouTube exposed him for doing bad stuff, and certainly he did bad stuff and deserves to go to jail. But does he deserve to be taken off YouTube? Well, I don't know. But whoever they is, decided, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. So he's gone. All his content's gone. There's this guy, this show I watched called Rooster Teeth, brand comedy, a bunch of people that worked, played video games and talked to each other, and it was very funny, I thought. And one of the members, Ryan Haywood, he did the unthinkable. Oh man, I got to talk about this. It was so terrible. It was a big controversy. He cheated on his wife twice, at least, with members of the community. Well, people that were fans of him. Now, they were young. I don't know if they were underage per se, or if they were of legal age in the state. I would presume if they weren't, he would be in jail, but apparently they were of age when he interacted with them, and he did interact with them physically, and he did cheat on his wife. But he was then fired from his job. And they tried to figure out if they could get rid of his content or not, and he was too prevalent in their videos, so they just let it be, but they didn't talk about him anymore, and he's not welcome back. And it's been a few years since that incident, and and it's like, is it time to forgive Ryan Haywood? What did he do to me? He didn't do anything to me. Did he do anything to those girls? They wanted his attention. They knew he was married. Did they know what they were doing? Are they the victims? Did he use his power and influence of, I am famous? Well, I'm famous-ish. And to get them in bed? Well, I mean, they reached out to him and flirted, said hi, and he flirted with them, and they flirted back, and they could have said no at any point, but they went forward with it. Okay. So who's that? So, okay, well, it was bad that he cheated on his wife. Well, yeah, bad, but did he do anything illegal? Well, he broke off his policies. Did he? Well, yes, because he had sex with somebody that was, a fan of the company. I didn't know that was against policy, but apparently it is. Okay, So who did he harm? Well, he harmed the community, is what they said. And I saw them. They were all sad. All the people were sad. I can't believe this happened. He's a monster. I sat next to that monster. He's such a bad, evil person. I can't believe it. People were threatening his family. He went into hiding, hasn't returned online as far as I know. And then the moment he tried to return to like Twitch or whatever, somebody else, one of the people that worked with him was like, "No, you're not allowed on Twitch." And Twitch was like, "Okay, we'll not let him here." I'm like, dude, didn't he get punished enough? How much punishment is enough? I'm sure that his marriage is not going well. I don't know if he's still married or not, but I'm sure that he suffered punishment. Has he suffered enough, or must he endure the flames of eternal fire in the social sphere that we create online? Must we always hate this person forever in perpetuity? Must we all ban against him because he did something offensive and wrong, and use the words that we have to crush him forever and all time? Or is it time to forgive them? I don't know. Just asking the question. Well, as you might imagine, if you go on Rooster Teeth's forums on Reddit, that their company shut down, but now it's come back, sort of. It's a whole thing, but whatever. If you go on the subreddit of Rooster Teeth and you ask, hey, is it time to forgive Ryan Haywood? You can imagine what will happen. Well, you don't have to imagine. I'll tell you. You get banned. It's that simple. Well, Deconverted Man, come on. You knew what was going to happen. Well, yeah, but, just wanted to make sure, so does that button still work? And it was a button. It was a self-destruct button. I knew that. I didn't actually do that, by the way. But if you did do that, I know that's what would happen. My point is not, well, we must forgive this guy, or we should, or whatever, whatever. My point is to talk about the fact that certain combination of words will get me exiled from X community because reasons. And in similar way, combinations of words will get me welcomed into a different community. And that we do this with each other on a personal basis, a professional basis. How do you get hired? You have an interview. Using what? Words. So if you say the wrong words in an interview, you're not going to get the job. And if you say the right words, you will. But sometimes, of course, you can say the right words and not get the job. So, but you're more likely to get the job. But there's certain things, if you say them, they will make me upset. They will make you upset. If you say, hey, poopy head, to me, I might get upset. I don't know. You say, hey, screw you, fat face. Okay, well, hey, you're fat. Yeah, well, I am kind of fat. So, okay, got me there. Hey, you're old. Yeah, well, I mean, you stutter, you have a lisp or whatever. Okay, yeah, sure I do. Hey, what's your argument? Whatever. You can't. What does it matter? Yeah, okay. Or you're racist, or you're this, or that. Or like, okay, cool. What's your argument? I don't care. It's weird. We allow things and we don't allow things, and we want things and don't want other things, and censorship, and it's so weird. Now, back in the day, the old days of TV, back before my time, the word God was censored. And you could see like really old game shows or TV shows where people would say, "Oh my beep," and they because they said God, and that was censored. It wasn't until, maybe the late 90s that the word ass was not censored anymore. You can now say ass on TV. And what was really weird was censorship was promoted by the conservatives and demoted by the liberals. But now that seems to kind of have changed to some regard, because there's certain words you're not supposed to say, politically correct, and, it's like, what's going on? I don't know. But I'm going to point at it and be like, that's it. Look at this. Look at the thing. What are you doing about it, Deconverted? Nothing. I'm just saying, look, see, it's a thing. Isn't that weird? Like, yeah, we know. Okay, let's go back to doing it. Okay, me too. I'm part of it. I'm doing it too. I'm part of the problem. What problem? I don't know. It's a war. How do we win? What am I winning? Yeah, somebody is racist. Okay, well, that's a fun one, isn't it? I've talked about that a long time ago. I was like, what is it to be racist? And I tried to explore that idea and figure that out logically. And somebody said, the skeptics will eat themselves trying to figure out things. Just be kind to people. And I'm like, well, I want to be kind to people, but I want to explore this idea. Am I not allowed to explore the idea of what it means to be racist? How do I know if I'm racist if I'm not allowed to ask questions about what a racist is? Well, you're allowed to do it. Of course, but just be nice to people. I'm being nice to people, but also I'm exploring the idea. Can I do both? Well, I don't know. If I say, crackers, screw crackers. That's a weird insult, isn't it? For white people? I don't know. River dance. Fuck river dance. I don't know. What's a white thing I can make fun of, Caucasians. Ooh, you burn easily in the sun. Okay. Screw all of them, Well, is that racist? Well, in that moment, certainly it is. But does that make me a racist? Well, in that moment, is it racist forever? Do I have to keep doing it every day to be racist? Or is it the viewpoint that I have? I don't know. But now you get that label, right? And now you're a bad person. Okay, we've labeled them correctly. Yes, we've identified they are indeed a racist. And I'm over here, I'm going like, yeah, but logically speaking, who cares? What's their argument? And people are like, yeah, deconverted man. They're a racist. I'm like, okay, yeah, I agree they're a racist, but what's their argument? No, it doesn't matter. Okay. Now, I'll take a real life example. I'll take a YouTube example. Jim Bob. Now, you guys, girls, robots out there, you know who Jim Bob is by now. Made by Jim Bob, this guy. He's a bully. I've identified him as a bully. He has bullied myself and others quite a lot. Anytime you interact with him, he will bully you. He's not a good person in that regards. Doesn't matter to his arguments, though. What are his arguments? His arguments are crap. They're presuppositional arguments, and so logically speaking, they fall apart instantly. His arguments are full of logical fallacies and can be exposed as such. You don't have to interact with the person to tell everybody these arguments suck. But could you interact with the person? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. But some people say you're not allowed to interact with the person, or you shouldn't interact with the person because it promotes them, or it promotes their ideology, or it promotes bullying, or it makes it seem normal, or whatever the reason is. But you really shouldn't have that person on to talk to because X, Y, and Z. And it seems reasonable. It's your choice to talk to who you want to talk to or not. But there's a group of people who said, hey, yeah, I agree with you. We shouldn't talk to that person, Jim Bob. I do too. Now we have, 12 people that all say we shouldn't talk to Jim Bob. And all 12 of us are going to make sure that nobody talks to Jim Bob. Now there's more of us, because the more people there are, that's a pretty cool group you've got going on there. I want to be part of that group. There's some cute girls in that group. There's some fine-looking men in that group. There's some smart people in that group. There's some famous people in that. I want to be part of this group. Let's not talk to Jim Bob group. Well, now we've got some power. Yes, and we can wage a war of words, and we can win. And nobody will talk to Jim Bob. Yay! And what did we win? I don't know. But we won. And that's all fine and good. Hey, nothing wrong with that, right? I can't say, hey, don't do that. But I kind of do want to say, guys, just for a moment here, as great as that victory might be, as wonderful as it might be to not talk to Jim Bob again, what if, just asking, what if one of you says something and we don't like it and we decide to do that to you? Oh, that won't happen. Oh, really? Are you sure about that? Are you sure we won't turn against you and ban you from the group? How do you know? Right now, you're safe. You're safe now because you're on our side. But if you ever say anything that we don't like, you're not on our side anymore. And now we expel you. We purge you from the ranks. And now we're never going to talk to you again. Well, that's a risk that the group is willing to take. Sounds like an ideology. Sounds like a hegemony. Sounds like a religion, doesn't it? But he's a hate-filled bigot. Yeah, he is. And somebody's not allowed to talk to him? Okay. I don't know what to make of it. I'm just poking the things and poking the places I'm not supposed to poke because I'm not supposed to poke them. Now, I don't listen to the Jim Bob. I interacted with him the one time. I made the videos about him. I said to Answers in Atheism and Captive Desk, I said, I don't want to listen to you guys talk about him or to him. But that's it. I'm just letting you guys know that when you do that, I won't listen. But I'm not going to tell you to not do it. I just don't want to listen to it. Okay. It's fair, reasonable, I think. I don't want to listen. You don't want to listen to Deconverted, man. Don't listen to me. All right, whatever. But I'm not going to tell you to not do X, Y, or Z. And I'm fine with you talking. And maybe I'll listen for a little bit and be like, okay, I've had enough of that for now. Enough internet for today. I'm done. Because the guy angers me. I don't like him because he's a bully. I don't like watching my friends get bullied, but they bully him back. So, they're fighting, and it's like, I don't know who wins that. But okay, cool. They're fine doing it, and so more power to them, and nothing wrong with that. I'm not judging anything. I'm just saying I don't want to deal with that. Okay. But you can if you want to. Every now and then you want to be irritated. It's weird. It's like watching a scary movie. You want to be scared, so sometimes you want to be irritated. So turn on Jim Bob if you want to get irritated. I don't know. People hate watch. They hate watch things. So it's a thing. Yeah. But we use words. My point again is we're using words to weaponize words against each other, for each other, to each other, and then what are we doing? I honestly want to know, what are we doing here? And I talked to Answers in Atheism, was it yesterday now or day before, whatever it was now, about the brain. The brain, cool subject, and about materialism. And he's got me. My new label is a localized materialist naturalist. I like that idea. I like it. I do. It's my new label. I'm happy with it. So I'm happy to be a localized materialist naturalist. I think it's an interesting label. I like it. It fits. It works in my brain. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. And then at the end of that chat, we kind of talked a little bit about God, a very little bit, And this guy came in and is like threatening us with hellfire and all this. And he's in the comments. You can see him threatening us with hellfire and calling us names. So I call him, I did what I usually do. Hey, nitwit, you're right. Whatever, and okay, he's like, hey, I'm rubber, you're glue. I'm just doing the playground insults at this point because I'm like, whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Is there a point to any of that? I don't know. I did it. I don't know what the point was. He's not going to stop thinking that God exists or that there's a hell or that I'm going to it by me calling him a nitwit. And it's not logical, but I tried the logic. It didn't work. So I don't know. At this point, might as well give up. Be like, yeah, whatever. Don't talk to him. Don't interact. Don't respond. You're feeding the troll. Yeah, I know, but sometimes you feed the troll, the trolls, kind of feeling bad for the troll today, got to feed them a little bit, keep them going. I don't know. It's entertaining like a dog barking at you through the fence. Yeah, kind of, And then when you open the fence, I saw that, you've probably seen that clip of two dogs barking at each other through the fence. The fence opens, they stop barking. So they're only barking when there's a fence there between them. And the moment it's not there, they stop. It's very, very funny. And we humans, we do that, right? And maybe that says something about us. Like when there's a barrier between us, we'll be angry at each other. But as soon as that barrier is removed, we won't be. So the internet, for all it's good, creates a barrier. And so I'm yelling at you, you're yelling at me. But in real life, we wouldn't be yelling. Maybe. And we're sitting across from each other, our interaction would be very different. Because why? Well, because we could punch each other for one. And that changes things. It changes how we behave. So, but that's a threat of force. Is that all we're amount to as humans? That the best we can come up with is war? Yeah, that's the best we can come up with. Is I don't like what you said, so I'm gonna punch you, or I'm gonna kick you, or I'm gonna kill you. Because then you're gone, or I'm gonna put you in a prison so I don't have to deal with you anymore. Oh. And well, if enough people say that, then their countries go to war and they fight until somebody wins. How do you know who wins? I don't know. You just know. They all are wiped out. The other side won. Devastation reigns supreme. Nothing but dust. But you got all that land. You'll rebuild. All these lives lost, never to return. That's fine. Fill it with your people. You won. The blood of billions on the hands of the victors. You won. And some people say words are violence. And I'm like, well, no. Words only have power when we give them power. So what power are you giving words over you personally and as a group? Maybe there should not be any words that are off limits. That's a scary thought. But what would that world look like, Deconverted Man, if everyone's allowed to say whatever the bleep they want? There's no rules at all? I don't know. Wouldn't that be really chaos and evil and nasty? Don't know. Let's find out. Has anyone tried a real freedom of real words of freedom? Yeah, in America, free speech. Well, kind of. You're not allowed to threaten the president. So those words are curtailed. You're not allowed to say, hey, fire in a theater when there isn't a fire. Well, you can do it, but you're going to get in trouble. But what if you didn't get in trouble? I don't know what that world would look like. I don't know if anyone's tried it. I have no idea. I'm just asking the question. What? I don't know. Maybe we should just try, do an experiment, see how it goes. I don't know how many people we need for that experiment. But, maybe it would fall apart. Probably would, People get feelings real quick, I don't like you said this. I don't like that you said that. Screw you. Screw your. It might devolve very quickly, or maybe not. I don't know. Don't know. Anyways, such ideas are what I'm pontificating upon today. Is this about religion? Kind of, but also no. This is about all the things. The war of words isn't just religion. It's social, it's interpersonal, it's community, it's the core of connection with each other and ourselves. And I'm not saying it's good, bad, or other. I'm just thinking about it out loud. It's like, what do I think about all this? What do I think about me doing it? Us doing it? Is it good? Is it bad? Can I change it? Can I make it better? I want peace. Is there a way to have peace? Can I use words in a way that's peaceful rather than provocative? Provocative? How do you say that word? Hopefully. I hope so. I want to do good. I don't know that I am. I try. That's worth something, maybe. Does this guy give a fuck about his live chat? Not really. Just kidding. I look at live chat from time to time, but do I give a fuck about it? I don't know. I guess. There are social consequences to the action and language you use. Yeah. True.
That's exactly the war I'm talking about. The consequence of the words. That there are consequences. Maybe there shouldn't be. What if there wasn't? That'd be weird. That'd be a weird world where you could just say whatever and there's nobody cared. I don't know. I guess that's impossible though, because the whole point of saying words is that people hear them, and then that causes emotions in people, and so you know. All right, Golden Skeptic, you're out of there. Peace out. Take care. Be skeptical. Kids 1.03 of a fuck about it. Blaster Master, he knows. You know. I'm trying to pontificate openly, so not necessarily looking at the side chat here. And I don't have the ability, and it has this little switch to show comments on stage, but I have to pay for that, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, Jim Bob's an entertainer, sort of. Yeah. If I kick the puppet, people can find out easily. I don't. I mean, that's a shame because I was just about to subscribe to you. Okay. Cool. Do or don't do. I mean, no skin off my teeth. What else? Yeah, I guess that's LOL, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't care. Whatever. I mean, you're not winning the war of words today. You have no power over me. Through dangers untold and hardships unnumbered, I have made my way to the castle beyond the Goblin City to take back what you have stolen. My power is as great as yours. My kingdom as vast, and you have no power over me. But I do value Blaster Master and Thomas Rutledge and Captive Desk and Trusted Ape and Math Pig and what other words came in here? Skeptically Pissed. Yeah, I value these people. Now, I don't know this Golden Skeptic person, so I can't say that I value them or not, but I value these people, but not necessarily because we agree, but because we disagree, and we're able to disagree with each other civilly and still be amongst each other without punching each other in the face, metaphorically speaking, at least with words. I've had disagreements. And I want you to keep me on my toes. Hey, you used the logical fallacy. Oh, God, damn. Screw me, man. Oh, I better correct that. You said thing that was bad here in this way. Oh, shit. Better do something about it. You hurt somebody's feelings. Oh, who did I hurt? Oh, let me talk to them. I'll apologize, I didn't mean to, say sorry to them. I won't apologize to the group, but I'll apologize to the individual. Sure, yeah. So the war on words, perhaps we win by not playing the game. There's a movie that did that. The interesting game, tic-tac-toe. You want to play chess? The only winning move is not to play. Oh, what was that? The War Games movie. And the point being, war, the only way to win is not to play. And it's like, yeah, well, can we do that with words? No, because my whole thing is to point out logical fallacies and arguments. So I'm definitely using words to go to war with people's ideas. And hopefully, in doing so, I'm not destroying or promoting something better, logic and reason, above faith and uh, feelings. I know faith and feelings are important, and they have their place and time. So I have to balance this out carefully so that in winning the war, I don't destroy the good. Does that make sense? So, have I played the new Fortnite season? What the bleep? No, I've never played Fortnite ever. Do I remember you? No. Sorry. Yeah, depends, right, Blaster? Depends. I don't know. So this was on my mind as a thing to talk about. Weird, huh? I don't know. You tell me in the comments. Nobody will, but I'm going to tell you to tell me in the comments, and nobody will do it. It's great. I love it. It's all right. It's fine. I don't care. Superstition. Yeah, superstition is a weird one, isn't it? Don't break the mirror. 7 years bad luck. So does building a mirror give you luck? Like why don't things like rabbit feet? Like that's good luck. It wasn't very good for the rabbit. Horseshoe. Well, that's good luck too. Why? 4-leaf clover. Mutant clovers are good luck. What about 10-leaf clover? That'd be like mega good luck, or is it like does it have to be like the 8-leaf clover would be good luck, but 10-leaf would be bad? Or how does it work? I don't know. 3, 6, 9, those are bad, but like 4, 8, 12, those are good. I don't know. Who decided? Yeah. Rainbow. Seeing a rainbow, that's a good thing. Seeing lightning, that's a bad thing. I don't know. Black cat rock in front of you, bad luck. Oh. White cat walk in front of you, don't matter. Okay, what can walk in front of you that's good luck? White dog. I don't know. The opposite of a black cat. White dog. No, dog and cat is not opposite. Yeah, they are, sure. I don't know. You go through when you and somebody else you go there's like a pole in between you. You're supposed to say something. I forget what it was, like peanut butter toast and jam, whatever the it's like, oh, a pole went between us, we need to say something. Or you sneeze, bless you. I don't say anything when people sneeze. Not anymore. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You sneezed, okay. I was for a while like, hey, you sneezed. And I'm like, no, I'm not even gonna acknowledge it. I'm like, yeah, whatever, you sneezed, I don't care. I'm just not gonna say anything because who cares? Oh, you burped. Oh, excuse me. No, I'm not saying anything. I burped. Whatever. Screw that. I'm not saying nothing. Black cat's got a bad rap. Yeah, black cats are good luck. I don't know. All right, I think I've run out of thought now. So that's this talk on the war of words. This is me mussing about it, and since I said all the things I wasn't supposed to, I guess that's it for me. I'm gonna get blown up now. You know what I might be? Who knows? I don't know. If you don't see me again, you know what happened. I talked about things I wasn't supposed to. All right. Hopefully, this was interesting. I don't know. Thanks for listening. And next time, I'll have a video to complain about. Yeah. And that won't be this. It won't be just me doing this, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what I'm doing. All right. Take care. And post a comment or email me if you have thoughts about anything I said here. You want to be like, hey, what about this or that? Or I'm like, yeah, sure, let's talk about it. Or don't, whatever you want to do. All right, until next time. Later. See ya. Peace out. Peace works. Be skeptical. Lobsters exist. Please forgive me. I didn't mean to. I don't know. What else?
Stop saying Oh man, now that I've recognized I'm saying the word I'm saying it all the time. Push the button. Oh, okay. All right, that's it. Finn. Whee! How do I end this? I don't know. Words. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Whoa. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Whoa.